Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm going to put a time somewhere here where you can directly click onto the video so you don't waste time. If you're new here, my name is Jeevan and I am a second year medical student studying in Poland. I'm basically recording my whole journey from being a medical student to ending up being a doctor and so on. So if you haven't already, make sure to go check out my other videos and subscribe if you like it, of course. But anyway, today we're going to be going to the needle course. So the needle course consists of us learning how to draw blood, in this case from our friends, but in reality how to draw blood from patients. And that's going to consist of us using needles, cannulas and other things as well. If you are squeamish to blood, to needles, to things poking in or going into the body, then I highly recommend that you don't watch this video at all, because this video is going to consist of myself and my friends poking into each other and drawing blood. So yeah. But other than that, if that's all good, then I hope you enjoy this video. So let's go. Hey guys, so first off, on your right is myself and on your left is my friend Pansa, and so in this video I'm going to be the patient. First off, when the patient sits down, try and make them calm as much as possible, as it's going to make the process of drawing the blood just much easier, and also for the blood tests as well, from preventing from any false results as well, but that you guys will learn in lab medicine. First off, gloves. Now in the video, Ponta didn't put the gloves on, but that's because we were just doing it between us and we know that we are all healthy and stuff, so it wasn't as sort of needed, but in reality, always need gloves. I'm just gonna put mine on. First off, you're gonna be using a tourniquet, which is this sort of rubber elastic band that you basically wrap around your arm, and this basically reduces blood flow to the sort of upper region, therefore causing a sort of buildup of blood in the lower region. Therefore your veins will be bulging, making it easier for you to identify the vein. So as you can see in the video, Panta is doing it, but just to be a bit more clear, so in between here you put the arm, you wrap this around the arm, and then you just clip and pull to tighten, and then once you're done, then you just press this and you pull it out, and voila. Now the tourniquet should only be attached only for 1 minute and a minute maximum. So that's why you have to be quite quick and quite efficient. And that's why before starting the procedure, that's why you have to lay out your things on the table and keep them ready. I'm going to put a picture right now. And so this is how your things should be laid out. You should have your multi-sample needle, needle holder, vacuum collection tubes, alcohol wipes, bandage, and cotton wool. So right after applying the tourniquet, you then check for the vein by palpating. Just use your thumb or whatever comfortable finger, and once you've identified the vein, in this video Panta does it right after she straps the tourniquet because my veins are quite visible. Then you take an alcohol wipe and you apply it just once, because if you do it multiple times, apparently you will actually bring that sort of old bacteria that you sort of wiped off, you kind of bring it back onto the surface. So that's why by doing this, it's actually not as clean as to when doing it with just one swipe. You then take your needle. So in the video it's not visible as to how Panta prepares the thing, but that's where I come into play. So what I have here is a multi-sample needle and a needle holder. So first, remove the upper cap here, and then you have this sort of rubber tube, and then through this small hole you just insert it like that, and then just turn until it's firmly fixed, and then you just carefully pull out the needle, and that's the needle. Now as you can see, Panta, she's inserting the needle into my vein. But now how to insert the needle. So if this is the surface right here and this is the needle, I'm going to use the cap for safety purposes. I go in at a 45-degree angle. So once I feel that I've perforated through the skin and the vein, then I slowly just depress or just lower my angle. If you feel that you need to, then you can just slightly continue in. Now, purpose of going in at a 45-degree angle and then slowly depressing is at a 45-degree angle. It's just a good angle to sort of make sure that the needle actually goes into the vein. And then when you slightly depress it, it's just to make sure, just to confirm that you are still in the vein, because if not, you could easily just perforate through the other end of the vein, and therefore you are not going to be drawing any blood whatsoever. Now, as you can see in the video, once Panta inserts the needle into the vein, she holds it, and because you have to hold it very firmly, because then you're going to be inserting the vacuum collecting floss, and when inserting it, you have to make sure that you are holding it steadily so that when you insert it, you don't further push into the vein, because that's just going to be extremely uncomfortable for the patient. Now, how to insert this? Very simple. Everything is pretty much automated with this. Just literally go in and insert it just like this, and once you hear that, then the blood will start collecting just like how it is right now in the video. Now, once blood starts filling into the vacuum collecting floss, you then immediately remove the tourniquet from the arm, because when you remove the needle and if the tourniquet is still on, blood is just going to start pouring everywhere. It's just going to start coming out at a very fast rate, and there's going to be blood all over the arm, all over the jeans, and yeah. And I'm speaking from personal experience, because it's happened to me. When my friend did it on me, she forgot to remove the tourniquet before removing the needle, and therefore blood just started going everywhere. So yes, very important, very important. And each of these vacuum flasks have a sort of threshold. I can't particularly see one this, because this is just a sample piece, but each vacuum flask, they have a sort of level, and the blood will draw onto that level automatically. So once blood is collected in the flask, you then take a cotton wool on the needle, so where the needle perforates the vein, and you then slowly just take the whole unit out. You can take this out first and then take the needle out, but taking the whole unit together is just much easier. And when taking out the needle, don't take it out too slow or don't take it out too fast as well, because both ways are just going to be very uncomfortable for the patient. So therefore just take it at a sort of medium rate. Once the needle is out, you then use one of these medical tapes, and then you just put it on top of the cotton wool and just tell the patient to just hold onto the bandage. And that's it. And that's how you draw blood. Now enjoy some time lapses of my friends and I, well, poking into each other. So yeah. Yeah.
When love comes in,
Got it.
love.
So now we're going to learn how to insert a cannula. A cannula is this device, and basically its main purpose is to introduce medication, intravenous fluid into the patient, and to also draw blood. Now, in this tutorial, I was actually recording my friend Suzanne, who was showing us how to insert a cannula during the needle course. Now, due to the surrounding sound, the sound quality of the recording wasn't that great, so therefore I will also be explaining what she's doing while she's demonstrating it to us, so that everything is nice and clear, just like the previous tutorial. So first step, similar to when drawing blood, Suzanne, she puts on the tourniquet, she gets it ready, and then she finds the vein. Then she prepares the medication. In this case, we are using saline, which is salt solution. And let's see how she does that. So, as you can see, Suzanne, she first takes the medication, so in this case, the saline solution, and then she takes apart the syringe. So this is the syringe here, and this is the needle, of course. Be careful, there is an opening right here. Nicely open. She takes the needle like that, and then she puts it in just like that and pulls it, and the needle is ready to use. And then she slowly pierces into the bottle and withdraws the amount of fluid needed. And once the solution is in the syringe, as you can see in the video, Suzanne, she then removes the needle and throws it in the disposable container. She then slowly pushes up the syringe just to make sure that there is no air bubbles inside, because as we know, air bubbles can cause some problems if they go in with the fluid into our body. So once you have the medication ready, then she takes the cannula. So I have one right here. The first step is she loosens this white cap here. So just by slowly turning it, yeah, and then slowly putting it back, but just slightly, so it's fixed, but just slightly. Now the reason for this is, I'm not gonna completely explain it now because it will make sense as you see the whole procedure. Later on in the process, whilst the cannula is in the vein, this lid prevents from the blood coming out. You will It will make a bit more sense as we go along in this video. And then she flattens the wings. So as you can see on the side, you have these two wings here. So she just flattens it like that. There you go. Like that. She takes her index finger, depending if you're left-handed or right-handed, and depending on the arm, of course, then you choose. In my case, I'm going to use my right hand. She uses the index finger and she puts it on one of the wings, and then she takes her thumb and then she puts it on this back part here. So it goes like this and like this. And so you have this sort of position. So it's a very comfortable position so that you can actually dive into the vein. I'm gonna remove the needle now. So that's the needle. Once she goes into the vein, actually if you see in the video, she holds the vein first and then she slowly inserts it. You can do that, of course, and just the main purpose of that is to just sort of make sure that you have the vein, so you know where the vein is. It's just to have better control, basically, and to also maybe prevent from the vein moving as well. Same at a 45-degree angle, and then slowly depresses it, exactly the same. Once she goes into the vein, she immediately then removes the tourniquet, and then she says that as soon as you're in the vein, you will see a small bit of blood slowly sort of filled up in this sort of lower body of the cannula, and that just tells us that we are in the vein successfully. Then starts moving this back part, so it actually comes off like this, as you can see. She slowly, in the same time, she pushes the front part forward towards the vein, and then the back part, she pulls it away from the vein. So in the same time, they go in opposite directions, so like this, just like that. And slowly removes it. Well, actually, the pointy part of the cannula is actually made up of two parts. One being the sort of fibroplastic tube that actually sits in the vein, and the other being the needle. The needle acts like a sort of conduit for the cannula. In other words, the sole purpose for the needle is just to perforate the vein to allow this to sit in the vein. Because once this is in, we don't need the needle anymore. That's why you remove it. So it's a very efficient device. Once it comes to this end, this is where you then use the cap. Once you come to this point, Suzanne, she then holds the vein, and by holding it just further occludes the vein, so to just reduce blood flow. And because the cannula is now inside the vein, and once you remove this, blood is going to come out. So once you take this out, you then take the lid from this and you put it on here. You take the lid like that, and then you slowly put it back on nice and snug. Now obviously in real life you're not going to do it all separately, so let me show you how it's done properly. So a quick little recap. At the beginning, open up the flaps, pull the lid off, slowly place it just like that. Index finger on one of the wings, thumb on this back board, insert into the vein. Then slowly, simultaneously pull the back part out. At the same time also go front, so you're going like this, okay, opposite directions. As the needle reaches this end here, then you use your back fingers and you slowly remove the cap, and you keep it placed in your hands. Slowly take the needle out, put it on the desk, and then put the cap on. And just like that. And that's why at the very beginning you loosen this cap. So once the cannula is inserted just like that, then you take a venoplast, and as you can see there are two flaps. Stick this side on the needle first, and then remove these flaps and then stick them alongside the wings, just like that. And then once this is here, always make sure that there is no bubbles at all. Always before putting the syringe in, just push up, okay, just to see that there's no bubbles. Open this up, put the syringe in, and press. And that's it. And there you have it. So that's how you insert a cannula. So now, well, I hope you enjoy some time lapses of my friends and I, well, again, poking into each other.
When love comes in, ooh la la la. Love comes in, ooh la la la.
Well done, Jeev. You ready to do the next?
there you have it. So thank you guys for tuning in into another video. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that you learned something. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was informative. So as always, if you liked the video, give it a like. If you want to see more, make sure to subscribe, and also make sure to comment below and tell me what you guys think about the video, whether you liked it, and also if there are some other practical things that you guys would like me to sort of teach or show. Now, bear in mind, I'm only a second year medical student, so there's only so much practical knowledge that we are exposed to. But as we progress into the years, obviously we are going to be exposed to more practical knowledge, and I'm definitely going to document more of these types of videos for sure. In fact, there's going to be another one coming very shortly. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to check out my Instagram. Also, a big shout out to Suzanne for lending her equipment to me for shooting this video. I'll leave her socials in the link description and also Pansa's description as well. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next video, so peace.